Hello everyone. So let's discuss about the questions from linear graphs. So it's part 1, okay? So the first part is finding the gradient. So let's see how we are going to find the gradient of given figure, right? So let's see. Gradient is equal to rise over run. So which means height over base. So let's see in the first question, the height and the base, both of them are given by same value, right? 3 and 3. So what we have to do? The gradient is normally noted as m. So that is equal to 3 over 3. So when we simplify, we'll get 1. Okay. So let's move to the second question. So here you can see the height is given as 2 and the base is given as 4, right? So now let's see how we are going to find the gradient. So that is equal to what? 2 over 4, right? So you have to substitute that. And then when we simplify, we'll get half, right? So that's the gradient of this figure, which is AB. Okay. Now let's see second question. So here it's given A is given as 1, 3. The coordinate is given and the B is 2 and 6. So now let's see the lower part of this triangle AB I marked, and that is A. So that is 1, 3, and the upper part is 2 and 6. So now let's see here. I'll take x1 as 1 and y1 as 3. So on the other hand, x2 is 2 and y2 is 6. So now let's see how we are going to find the gradient. So it's same as height over base, but we need to calculate that. Height and the base we need to calculate. So it's given as y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So let's substitute that. We know all of these values, right? I have given on the screen. So now that is, what is that? y2 is 6 and y1 is 3. So you can minus that, 6 minus 3. And then divide by x2 is given as 2 and x1 is given as 1. So 2 minus 1. So when we simplify, we'll get 3 over 1. So the answer for the gradient of this AB is 3, right? I hope you all got it. This is simple, so you can go through it slowly, okay? So it's given here the graph. You have to find the gradient of this graph. So now what we need to do, so we have to select some points, right? So I have selected 2 points, right? So one is in the lower part and the one is the upper one. So the first one is 0 and 1, it's coordinate. The other one is 1 and 3. So now let's mark that. The lower part is x1 and y1. The upper point is x2 and y2. So now same as that. So we can have the equation y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Right? So that is 3 minus 1 divided by 1 minus 0. So when we solve this, we will get 2 over 1. So the gradient of this line is 2. Right? Okay. So now the question, the seat at a football stadium are on a slope with gradient of half. So what is the height h of the bottom seats? So now you should know the whole vertical line is given as 12, right? But we need to find out the h, right? So above the h, I have marked it as x. So now our target is to find out the x. So let's see how we are going to find. So the gradient is equal to x over 20, right? So that is the base height. So the gradient is given as half, that is equal to x over 20. So when you simplify, you will get x as 10. So since we know the total height or the vertical height is given as 12. So now what we can do, h is equal to 12 minus the 10, right? So by subtracting this, we will get the answer for h. So that is 2 meters. So that is the height of the bottom of seats. Okay. Okay, right. The next one, a crane is lifting a boat suspended by wire ropes A, B, and AD. The point C is vertically below A, and BC measures 5 meters, right? So it's given. So now the first question is, the gradient of AB is 0.8, right? So that's marked on the picture. And how high is A above C? So which means they ask about the height of the AC. Okay. So let's see. The gradient is, what is that? AC over 5. So when you think about ABC as a triangle, so you can have that. Now substitute, the gradient is 0.8. The AC we need to find out, and the base part is given as 5. So when you rearrange and solve, you will get the answer as 4 meter, so which is the height of AC, right? So the answer for the first one is 4 meters. Okay. Now let's move on to the second part. The gradient of AD is minus 1.25. What is the length of the boat? So now the AD, the gradient is given as minus 1.25. So now what we need to do, we have to think ACD as a triangle, and we need to find out the CD part to find out the total length of the boat, right? So M is equal to what? AC over CD. So AC we have found now, right? So that is 4 meters. So 1.25 is the gradient, that is equal to 4 over CD. So now let's rearrange that. So CD will be equal to 4 divided by 1.25. When you simplify, CD will measure as 3.2 meters, right? So what we need is, we need to find the length of the boat. So the length of the boat is BD. So that is given by BC plus CD. The length we need to add. So BC already given as 5 meter, and CD we found out as 3.2. So let's add together, then you will get 8.2 meters. That is the length of the boat. So I hope you all got it, how to find the gradient and related to some of the question with the gradient. In the next part, we will discuss about how to draw the graph and how we are going to find the linear equation for certain graphs, right? So we'll look at that. So I hope you all got it. Thanks for watching.